Howdy everyone, H2O here, doing a review of Firelord. New pieces included with Firelord. We have the armor pieces in, I believe, a dark metal gray color. Yeah, anyway. And we have one of the printed pieces, which is a, what am I gonna say? Lava cracking armor plate. So it is pretty cool. I really like the design of it. And yeah, and we have the longer joints or limbs, so that's pretty cool. And lots of Clitorian necks included in this set, let me just tell you. So for example, we have 2 for the feet, or 2 each on the feet for stability purposes. And moving on to the body, or torso. For his arms, we have the printed piece. And for this arm, we have a Bitto wing piece in that dark metal color, which we've seen before. And we have William Furno's weapon piece from 2010. Now, I could be wrong. There goes Firelord. I could be wrong, but I believe this is like a different color than the one in 2010, so just give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys be the judge of this, because I'm not 100% sure on this. So here is the one that is included with Furno in 2010, and here is Firelord's. Now, I think it's quite obvious that the hilt of this is a darker shade than this one. I'm not too sure on the actual fire piece, or fire blaze, whatever. I mean, I just don't know. So you be the judge of that. Now, moving on to this arm, we just have your basic armor piece and, you know, limb piece. And, interesting enough, we have 2 remolded Clitorian Hero Factory hands in a darker shade of silver. So that's very cool. And you don't have to buy a second Firelord to get another one. It comes with 2. So that is awesome. And now, moving on to the torso. We have your basic torso armor with the core, and the smaller armor pieces for like shoulder armor, or just to fill in that little area. And on the back, yeah, we have a lot going on in the back. I'll explain that later. So lots of Technic pieces. We have the thruster pieces, obviously, and that act as jetpacks and can also act as shoulder armor or something. And for the head, let's see, there, we have Firelord's face. It is pretty cool looking. I really like the design of it. From the front, it looks pretty cool. From the side, it looks kind of funny, but that's just me. And of course, it is a double-sided helmet, so when we turn it over, drill dozer. Yeah, kind of lame, but, you know, at least we get it in a different color. And we have that weapon piece in red to act as horns, I believe, or something, I don't know. Still pretty cool, though. And before I forget, I'll show you the body piece. Now, it is a recolor of the original. Comes in orange, so that is very cool. And, interestingly enough, this is, of course, a longer version of it. I believe, the tallest so far. That is only including Firelord for now anyway. So for a quick comparison, here is a standard body piece. So yeah, it is I believe a pinhole longer than the original. So that is pretty cool. Fortunately, it only comes in orange for right now, but I think we can make it work. Now, while I'm on that subject, I might as well show you the entire skeletal body without any armor whatsoever. So, yeah, it's pretty much a stick figure. A walking stick figure, as Lego Jane said. So, yeah, it looks pretty weird. Now, when I said there's a lot of Clitorian necks, I'll show you that now. So, there is a total of 10 Clitorian necks. That is awesome. So, for you fans of Clitorian necks for mocks, which are very helpful, this set is for you. So we have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. That is awesome. Yes, it is. So, yeah. I don't know, I really like the build of this. It's pretty interesting, although it has its flaws, which I'll go over later. So, just thought I'd show you that. Now on to the articulation and posability. Now this is where Firelord gets sort of suckish, for the most part anyway. So the legs, they have a pretty decent amount of articulation, so they can bend at a 90-degree angle. And the feet, since they're on a swivel joint, they can bend as far as that, and as far as that. So pretty good so far. And the legs can go back as far as that. As far as there, so that's pretty awesome. And they can go forward as far as this. Kind of disappointing. So yeah, the legs are sort of good. Now on the arms, which are horrible. So I'll just get to the good stuff. So they can go forward as far as that. So that is pretty awesome. And since the way the arms are built this way, they can go backward all the way they can bend backwards till there, and they can bend forward to there. Now, due to these supporters, which are unnecessary in my opinion, since they don't really need support, so the whole arm can go back as far as, as far as that. Any further and you will disconnect the joint. So yeah, pretty bad. But unless you're like super experienced with modifications, then this set will be okay to you. But that's, you know, for you to decide. And I must say, I'm kind of disappointed with the arms. I mean, they kind of make Firelord look a little awkward. I mean, if you have this set, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Since they don't bend all the way backward, they kind of stick out, and you know, just make it seem like Firelord's always like leaning all the way, or all the time. So yeah, kind of disappointing there. And the head, since it's on a double joint, it could move anywhere you want. And the jetpacks right here can go in any direction you want, and you know, they can act as little shoulder pads if you want. So, you know, for the most part, articulation is okay. It's just in the arms, which are horrible. So yeah. Size comparison, here he is with last year's villain, Von Nebula. So, Firelord is a lot taller than Nebula here, even when I extend his neck. Nebula is still shorter. Ha, take that. And for another comparison, here he is with everyone's favorite henchbot, Rotor. Yeah, Firelord's still taller. By about a head, I think, if I were to... yeah, a head taller, I'm guessing. But since Rotor is a hunchback, sorry, it makes him look shorter. And for lulz, here he is with Hero. Oops, Rotor just fell. So, yeah. An average hero like Evo here comes up to about his waist, or the hips, whatever. So, what are my final thoughts on Firelord? Well, it's like the same case as with Von Nebula. He's not terrific, he's not horrible, he's okay. I mean, he could have been a lot better set-wise. I mean, just look at his prototype, and you will say, wow, his prototype is much more epic than this. Yes, that is correct. But of course, LEGO didn't go with that for some odd reason. Curse you, LEGO. But yeah, he could have been a lot better. So, I mean, despite the flaws, he's okay. It really depends on what you prefer in a set. But, you know, there's a whole list for that, and I won't spend time on that. But, yeah, I mean, the only thing that really irritates me is the articulation in the arms and this emptiness here. I mean, it just looks really stupid. I mean, he looks too skinny and too bulky right here, but yeah, that's another story. So despite all that, he is an okay figure. Once you build him and play with him a few times, he grows on you. But yeah. So I give Firelord a final rating of 7 out of 10. Yes, a 7 out of 10. You know what? He's an okay figure, you know. But yeah, anyways, so this has been a review of Firelord. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the Combiners review, which will be sometime next week or something. So until then, this is H2O650 sign out, and now you're probably wondering, hey H2O, how come you did an entire 10-minute review and did not make a Firelord ozai joke? Ho ho. Well,
just as the world will be reborn in fire, I shall be reborn as the supreme ruler of the world. From this moment on, I will be known